What started out to be one of the greatest days of my life turned into what ended up being the worst nightmare of my life. We had the greatest day at the pool. We talked about everything. We talked about school, we talked about life, we talked about, boys. Everything we talked about was very important, but yet it wasn't important. We all left the pool, went home, changed, showered, going our separate ways. Opened the door to upstairs. I said, "Sweetie, we're leaving. We're heading out to dinner. What time are you leaving?" She said, "I'm leaving around 6. I said, "Okay." I said, "Don't forget, tomorrow's first day of school. Be home by 9. And, love you." And she said, "Love you too, Dad." And that was the last words she ever spoke to me. My wife and I left to go to dinner. We had just sat down and my phone rang and it was Lindsay's mother. And I knew immediately something was very wrong. I pull up, before I could get the truck stopped, my wife Kelly jumps out of the truck and the deputy is telling her, "Ma'am, you need to get back in your vehicle and go to the hospital as fast as you can." She was pulling out, crossing the eastbound lane of a 4-lane highway. Her car was now sitting on the other side, on the shoulder of the westbound side. That's how hard she was hit. So you go from a day when she posts a picture on some sort of Instagram thing of yourself in the pool and she puts on there, "When will your dad ever be this cool?" to a day when you're standing in the hospital holding your daughter's phone and you don't know what to do.
Tell us about Lindsay.
In a word, tenacious, bigger than life. She would walk in a room and not because of her stature or because of anything else, she just seemed to attract people. She was hard-headed, she was stubborn, she was determined, she had a drive that I'd never seen in a child. She would sit and listen to your problems, she wouldn't judge you. She realized what she wanted very early in life. She created a plan, a path, and she was following that path. She said, "I want to be a trauma surgeon and I want to save lives." And I remember her getting her license in the DMV examiner asking her, "Would you like to be an organ donor?" All I did was smile as she looked back and said yes. She just touched so many hearts through her life, through her accident, and through the week that she was in that hospital. It was amazing the amount of people that she touched and nobody knew. There was no question that we had pretty much lost Lindsay. And we made the decision that no parent should ever have to make. And at that point, when Rodney Pilson entered our life, and very gently and very professionally and very compassionately explains the different types of donations, organ gifts and sight and tissue and bone and everything. And every time he spoke about Lindsay, it was Miss Lindsay. And every time he talked about donation, it was her gifts of life. He was amazing. My main goal has been since the beginning to pull triumph out of tragedy, because you take a tragedy such as this, as the loss of a child, if you don't pull some kind of good out of that, you are going to what if yourself to death and put yourself, you're going to end up in an insane asylum trying to figure out why this happened, why it happened. A gentleman that I work with, his wife desperately needs a kidney, and Jill was able to receive her kidney. She gets to carry on her life. The recipients of Lindsay's corneas now can see their grandchildren or their children, or they can see to drive. The recipients of Lindsay's other kidney and her liver, they get to live a life now. And all I can imagine now is Lindsay walking the halls with a white jacket on, knowing that she had accomplished what she had set out to do. And that is an amazing thing.